Hello everyone, welcome to this session. In this session we are learning the unit 2. So, the unit 2 is activities, fragments and intents. So, as we are already seeing the sessions, so we are already completed the concept of understanding of activities. So, what are the different ways we have to understand about the activity? What are the different ways we have to know about what is a activities? So, in this we have to mention the different activities by using a different dialog boxes and how we have to apply a different styles, themes and what are the how to add a title of your activity. So, activities are to be completed in the previous sessions. So, let us go with this second topic is linking activities using intents. So, as we are already seen that the unit name is activities, fragments and intents. So, activity is nothing but whatever the user interface design that is appear on the screen is called as activity. So, let us go with the intents. So, why we are going with the intents is nothing but when your application is having a more than one activity, that means this is a one activity, this is a second activity. How we have to establish a interconnection between these two activities, how we have to pass from one activity to another activity. So, that concept we have to learn in this intent concept. So, that is why we have to go with the second topic as linking activities using intents. That means, whatever the activities, that means in your application is having a more than one activity is to be linked by using a concept as intent. By using a concept as intent. So, what are the topics in these intents are nothing but first of all we have to know about the resolving of intent filter collision. So, if your intents or if your activities are having a same name, that means activity 1 is having a same name with activity 2, how we have to resolve the intent collision, how we have to resolve the intent filter collision. So, that is a topic is introduced as a 2.1 and return results from the intent. That means, when your activities is having a more than one activities in your application, how we have to pass the information from one activity to another activity. That means, we have to return the results, that means the data is to be returned to one activity, how it is to be possible. And the third concept is passing of data using a intent object. So, here also we have to pass the information from one activity to another activity, but what is the difference is nothing but we have to mention the intent object. So, by using a intent object of we have to send the information from one activity to another activity. These are the concepts we are covered in this linking of activities using a intents. So, let us see with the first concept. So, before seeing that resolving of intent filter collision, first of all we have to know what is intent and how we have to create a intent concept to the activities. So, when you are seeing what is intent, the intent is nothing but a message that is passed between the components such as activities. So, here the components are nothing but a activities. So, whatever the activities are there in your application, how we have to send a messages in between those activities. So, and content providers and broadcast receivers and services. That means, the intent is nothing but sending or forwarding a messages from the different component, from between the different components such as activities or content providers or broadcast receivers and services. So, how we have to provide a services with a different applications, different things. So, as we are seeing that intent, so your activity is contains a one or more than one activity. So, from those more than one activity, how to navigate between these two activity, from one activity to another activity or from the second activity to first activity. So, in this way we have to navigate between the activities. So, that concept is to be possible by using a intent concept. When you are seeing this one, the glue that connects the different activities, the intent is nothing but the glue that connects the different activities. So, when you want to achieve the intent concept, we have to import this class Android content dot intent, and also we have to, from this class it is having a different methods regarding your intents, but to start your intent concept we have to call a method as start activity. So, in this start activity of, in this we have to pass a intent value or the intent object. So, based on that method, whenever you are calling this start activity, it will invoke the intent. It will invoke the intent that is to be specified in this position. Okay. So, first of all, Android is nothing but a messages to be passed between the activities and between the broadcast services, or it will provide services. So, the next definition is it is nothing but a glue, that means it will navigate from one activity to another activity. We are using a concept as intent. So, to provide the intents to your application, we have to import android.content.intent class. And next one, in this class it is having a different methods. From those different methods, to start your activity, you have to mention start activity of intent object. So, this is regarding your intent, and the intent ought to be partitioned as to be in two different types or to be possible. So, what are the two different types of intent are nothing but a implicit intents is one of the intent type and explicit intents is one of the type. So, these are the two different categories are available in the intents. So, these two are also to be possible. So, only are used to navigate between the activities, but how they are to be classified. Let us see how they are to be differentiated. So, when you are observing the implicit intents, so the implicit intents are nothing but a specifying the action which should be performed. So, in the implicit intents, we have to specify the action. What is the action we have to perform? So, here when you are observing, so intent is to be created, that means intent instance is to be created. So, new intent of, so it will take say different parameters. So, when you are observing the first parameter intent dot action underscore view, that means as your first point, we have to specify the action what should be performed. That means this is a action place where we have to perform. This is a action place where we have to specify. So, what is the action I want to perform is nothing but action dot view. That means I want to view the action. So, that means viewing of action is to be performed, and optionally data which to be provided for the content for the action, and also optionally we have to provide say data content for the action. So, what is the action we have to perform? So, that performing of action content is to be provided and the optionally. So, that means we have to view the, so when you are observing, when you want to view this web, so I want to visit this website, you have to perform the first parameter as, first of all we have to perform what is the action, and then we have to provide a address or we have to specify the data or the content for the action, So, after creation of all these, we have to start your activity. You have to call a method as start activity. So, in this start activity, we have to specify the intent instance, the intent object name. Why? Because in the application we are having a different intents ought to be there. So, your application is having a 1 to n activities, that means 1 and n activities are there. So, in this one intent is to be created for moving from one activity to second activity, and another intent is to be created. So, that name is J. So, that is moving from third to fourth. In the same way, different activities are to be different intents are to be created. So, at that situation, if you are not mentioning which intent is to be starts, so it will be not been assigned. So, to properly work on which intent I want to move, or which intent will be work, or which intent will be start. So, that you have to specify the intent object here. So, I want to specify I, that means I want to move from first activity to second activity. I am specifying a J, that means you have to move from or navigate from 3 to 4 activities. So, in this way we have to particularly mention the intent object name here. So, this is the implicit intent. The implicit intents are also sent to the Android system, and it searches all the components available and register the specific action and filter the data type. So, when you are seeing the second point, if an implicit intents, or first thing is we have to search the information that is to be it will send the information, that means the data is to be sent to the Android system, and it will search the components for the regarding this website, so that it will be sended the data. So when you are seeing this one, the implicit intents will contain two parameters or the two values we have to pass. The first thing is nothing but action, and the second thing is nothing but what is the data or the content. Data or the content is to be provided for this one. So whenever you are using a implicit intent, so one of the simple thing is, so by using a implicit intents, we have to navigate from one application to another application. So let us see the example. So the example is nothing but, so here you are using a intent, that means this application, this is a new application. From this new application you have to go with some website. So that means already you have created a new application. So from this application you have to move to already available application. You have to access the already available application, like so www.volgo.com. So that means what is that? You are already moving to the another application as Google or any one of the browser to access this website. So that means the implicit intents are nothing but we have to navigate from one application to another application. We have to use this concept as implicit intents. Or otherwise, let us see one more example. So what is the one more example is nothing but, so in this there is a action is action underscore view, but the action is like action underscore dial. So what is the dial means? To want to call, or if you want to dial a number. So at that situation you have to pass some of the phone number. So 999999. Okay, this is my phone number. So I want to call to this number. So in your mobile you have to dial this number. So you are creating a new application. So from that application, that means you are dialing further. This is the action we have to perform by using a already available in the contacts or already available in your phone. That means we have to access the one application, that is present running application to, presently we are running a one of the application. So presently running application to the, we have to move to phone to dial a number. So this is a way we have to create a implicit intents. The implicit intents are nothing but we have to navigate from one application to another application is also to be available, but it is having a two parameters as two values. The first one is action, what we have to perform, and the second one is the URI.pass. That means we have to pass the content, in which way, content or the data. So that means we have to perform what is action. In this way the implicit intents are to be created. So let us see what is the explicit intents. So as we are already seen that each and every intent is having a object is to be created and intent of this and activity 2.class. So first of all we have to see the definition. Explicit intents means explicitly define the components which should be called by the Android system. Explicitly defines the Android components and which should be called by the Android system by using a Java class identifier. When you are observing the dot class file, this is a dot class file is nothing but a Java class identifier. So this is also one of the way to create a intent, but here we have to navigate from within the application. We have to navigate only within the applications. We have to move from one activity to another activity is possible only in the explicit intent. But we have to navigate from one application to another application. We have to use the concept as implicit intents. But so see this how we have to create a implicit intents. So here also we have to create the intent object for the intent and creation of new intent of this. What is the meaning of this? This is nothing but we have to create a intent or we have to start a intent within this application. That means we are not creating a application in any other activity. That means we have to create a intent within this activity. Within this activity is to be represented, this indicate, and activity dot to class, that means we have to provide a Java class where we want to move. So, the Java dot is nothing but dot class file is to be provided. So, that means the intent is to be moved to, that means the from the present intent, whatever from the present activity, whatever you are within that. So, from that activity you have to move to activity 2, that means second activity you are moving. So, the location of the or the activity name of that event is to be passed to the 1. And next one is I dot put extra and value and this is a value for the 2. So, that means we have to pass the data value pairs. We have to pass the data values pairs to set the information. So, this one will be briefly discussed in later. So, do not worry about that. So, the first thing is main important. So, here also to start that we have to use a method as start activity of what is the thing we have to pass? What is the thing we have to pass is nothing but start activity of y. Why? Because it is the object of intent. So, that is why we have to implement, we have to start the activity, we have start the intent, we have to call this method. So, the explicit intents are nothing but these explicit intents are only used for the purpose of we have to navigate from activities, but the navigation of activities is to be only available within the application, So, and that also it should be called by the Android system and by using a Java class identifier. That means we have to navigate the activities by calling the or by specifying the second parameter as a Java class file of your activity. And intents or explicit intents are typically used within a application as the classes in the applications are controlled by the application developer. That means if your application is having a 1, 2, 3 activities, so we have to navigate from 1 to 2 and 2 to 3 or 3 to 1 or vice versa is to be possible. That means we have to only your application space, within your application space we have to navigate from the activities, but your another application is there, that is a phone application. So, it is also having a 1 activity, 2 activities. So, from these 2 activities, from this 1 activity, it is not possible. So, within the application of activities only we have to navigate. Within this application of activities we have to navigate in between those. Out of the activities, that means out of the application activities are not being connected within this one. So, this is the explicit intents. So, as we are already seen that intents are of 2 types. First one is implicit intents and second one is explicit intents. So, implicit intents are to be possible. So, we have to navigate with any application activities. We have to navigate between any application activities is to be possible in the intent as implicit. So, what is the explicit? We have to navigate within the activities of the application, within the activities of same application, within the activities of the application only we have to navigate between the things. So, this is the difference between the intent, implicit intent and explicit intent. And one more difference is, in this we have to send we have to pass a 2 parameters. The first parameter is nothing but what is the action we have to perform, that is action.del or action.view or action.see. So, different actions are to be there. So, what is the action will be provided, and next one is after that we have to give a content or the data. So, in which location I want to send or in which location I want to navigate. So, it will contains also a 2 parameters. The first parameter is nothing but So, in which place it will be created, that means this indicate the intent is to be created within this activity. And the next one is we have to provide a Java file, that means the dot class file of your activity is to be provided, so that this intent is to be passed to the. So, both of them are to start, we have to use start activity. Start activity method is to be called. So that we have to start the activity. This is a difference between the implicit and the explicit intents. So, let us see one example how we have to create a intents. So, here you are seeing one of the application. So, this application will contain one of the message as display second activity, that is one of the button in your first activity space. So, in your second activity space it is having a message as this is second activity. The first activity is having a button, so which will message as display second activity. So, this is a text view, that means text message is having a this is second activity. Whenever you are pressing this button, it will move to second activity. How this one is to be performed? Let us see with the programming. So, how we have to programming? First of all, initially we have to require two activities, so that we have to follow these steps for creation of this application. So, first step is always to create anything, we have to go with one empty application. So, creation of your activity or creation of new application and name that one. And the second one is create a new class file. Whenever you are seeing this one, whenever your creation of new application, it will automatically open two files, that is XML and Java. That means you have created one of the activity. You have created one of the activity for your application. So, for that application it will having two different files as XML and Java. XML and Java are to be automatically invoked. But I am requiring to develop this application, it requires two activities. I need a second activity. How this second activity is to be created? So, for that one we have to go with the folder name available in that one, that is a app or application. So, in that we have to select the new class file, that means new Java file is to be created, and or otherwise you have to directly consider the, so instead of class file you have to take new activity. So, within this you have to go with a new activity. So, whenever you are selecting a new activity in the application, new activity within this application, it will open a new activity for that one. And again you in the design, in that Android Studio, it will open two files corresponding to the second XML, that is a second activity file. For the second activity it will open two different files, and for the first activity it will be automatically generated whenever you are developing any application. You are creating a new application, it will automatically generate these two. You have to go with another, you have to type the XML and Java files are to be created. So, the next step is design the user interface for first activity. So, when you want to design the user interface, you have to go with the XML file. So, I want to design a user interface for the first activity, and then user interface for the second activity, and then so main dot activity dot Java class. That means the first activity Java file is to be modified and the second activity Java file is to be modified. After all the completion of these steps, we have to go with the debugging of application, and to run the application you have to use F11. So, first step is over, that means creation of your new application with an empty activity. The second step, so at the second steps you are creating a new class file, so that it will be opens the XML and Java files. It will opens the XML and Java files. So, first of all design the first activity. So, as we are seeing that this is a activity 1 and this is a activity 2. So, what is the activity 1 in that place is nothing but having only one button, that is displaying of progress, displaying of second activity. So, the button name is displaying of second activity. So, the user interface design is only having a one of the button. So, that is why you have to design like that, and this is having only a one of the message. So, in the button, whenever you are clicking on that button, it will perform the action. So, that action code will be written in a 1.java. Why? Because in that activity 1 we have to perform a something action. So, that action related code will be written in Java. So, here we are not performing any action, just displaying a message. So, the user interface design. So, we have to perform a modifications on the XML file, and Java file there is no need of modifications. But here we are requiring a modifications on XML and we are requiring a modifications on Java. So, let us see that one. So, before seeing all these activity 1 or activity 2, so these two are already presented. That means your entire structure of your file or the entire structure of your application is to be available in one of the file as Android manifest file, Android manifest.xml file. So, this will contains all the structure of your file. That means your application will be opened. So, after the application, what is the name of the application? After that, how many activities are to be presented? So, that is also to be available in the form of a XML. So, first of all we have to see totally 5 different files. The first one is Android manifest file, this is the first file, and the second file is regarding your activity, this is the first file and this is the second file, activity 1. Regarding your third activity, this is some. So, totally we have to see 5 different files. So, what is that? This is a first file. Why? Because the activities, all the structure is to be maintained in Android manifest file, and next one is for the activity, it is having 2 different files. So, that is why this is the second file and this is a third file we have to see, and the next one is for the activity 2, it is also having a 4th file and 5th file, that means Java and XML file. In this way, for creation of these example, it will generate different files. From those different files, we are mainly focused on these 5 files. So, let us see one by one. So, what is the first thing? Android manifest file. So, this is an Android manifest file. So, what is this Android manifest file? This is also one of the type of XML file. So, each and every XML file will start with the XML version and encoding technique. So, this is a manifest file, that is why it will open the manifest, that is why it will open the that is why it will opens the manifest, and after that, so XML NS name version and Android code version. So, different things are to be they are already available. So, no need to. So, different things are to be presented, but main focus on this one. So, I am creating a one application. So, that why it will open less than application. So, what is the application icon and application label name? These two are to be specified. After that, we are having different activities. So, the first activity is to be this less than activity, that means the activity will be open. So, within this application, the first activity is to be there. So, what is the first activity name? So, the first activity name is using intent activity, and intent filter. So, the intent filter is used to when you are navigate from one activity to another activity, which name is to be useful to navigate from one activity to another activity. So, that is this Android intent.action.main, and in the category we have to specify the what is the first thing. So, in the category when you are seeing the launcher, that means at the time of launching this activity will be opened, that means at the time of launching. So, this is a default activity you have to open, that is why we have to specify in the category, that means we have to specify the name of your activity. So, this is a intent filter. So, your application is having a two different activities, but this is a first activity. So, what is the second activity? This is the second activity. This is a second activity will be opened. So, when you are observing, the second activity will be closed. The first activity will be closed here. The first activity is closing, and the second activity is to be closing here. So, open and closing, but in between the open and closing we are having to specify the name, that is second activity, and label for this activity, and within that we have to mention what is the Android name, that is intent filter name, and then category. So, in which it is to be applied for the default. At the time of launching, the first activity will be displayed. So, default means whenever it will be specified, it will be opened. So, these two activities are to be presented within the application. So, that is why after completion of these two activities, it will be closed and main will be closed. So, see this, your activity, that means your manifest file will contain how many activities are to be presented, that means the structure of your activities are to be maintained in this Android manifest file. So, manifest, that means main is to be opened. So, let us main is to be closed. So, after that application is to be started here. So, the application is contains, application is to be ended here, and within that application will be having a, that means application you are having a icon and name, these are the some properties are added to your application, and between that you are creating a, your application is having a two activities, that is why the first activity is to be started here and ending with a corresponding names and intent filters, different things are to be added for your activity, and the next thing is we have to develop a second activity. This is only the structure, but what is our implementation of those activities? So, each and every activity is contains in XML and Java. Okay. So, in this, the first thing is to be over, that means manifest file is to be completed. Next, we want to see about the XML. We want to see about XML and Java of first activity and XML Java of second activity. So, XML of first activity is having a one button. I want to implement a one button in XML file. So, this is a XML file. So, in this XML file, when you are observing, the XML version is a, and encoding technique is a first step. This is a default step, and after that we have to specify the layout. So, in this we are using a layout as linear layout. Why? Because we are using a linear layout for easy understanding or for easy implementation of your activities, we are going with a linear layout, but different layouts are available, that is to be in your third unit we will be introduced the what are the different layouts, but here we are only seeing that for easy understanding we are going with the linear layout. And when you are observing the linear layout, this is a main property as orientation. So, the components or whatever the views are to be available in your XML. So, those views are to be displayed in with a vertical or horizontal. The linear layout will arranges all the components either vertical or horizontal manner. That is why we have to mention the orientation property, and width and height, that means your activity will be allocated to, that means your linear layout will be allocated to how much part, how much width is to be allocated. So, that two properties will be set it. So, after that these are the some common things, but we have to know the main thing is here. So, what is the main thing is, in your design you are having only one button. So, to start your button less than button, after that we have to set the different properties of the button. That means, what is the width and what is the height of your button, what is the width and what is the height of your button. So, when you are seeing the width is fill parent, the width is fill parent, that means the button width is to be equal to your whatever the available size of your user interface. the width is equal to your user interface. And height is wrap content. So height is wrap content means, so in your button what is the height of your text, what is the height of your button name, so that height is to be allocated. So display message D is the height, so that's why the button height is only for this place. Okay, but as per we are discussing the linear layout, we are not setting any position. So the default things or the components are to be started from this one. From the top it will be started. That means the buttons is to be displayed here, not in the center position. So here we are not giving any position for the button, so that it will defaultly allocate to the left side of the top. And Android text, so this property will be used to name the button. So this button name is a save, or this button name is a OK, or what is the button name, that name is to be given here, display the second activity. And then on click C1. So what is this on click C1 is nothing but whenever you are clicking on that button, it will calls the method. So that method name or the function name is to be provided here, that is a C1. So whenever you are clicking on that button, it will perform, that means it will move to second activity. That means we have to perform some action, that's why we have to call the one of the method and the function name is C1. So after that the button is to be closed with a slash greater than and linear layout will be closed. This will complete your XML file of activity 1. So what is the activity 2? What is activity 2 is contains only displaying a simple message. Here also we are using linear layout XML version and properties of linear layout. So all are same thing, but the main thing is here we are having a text view is to be displayed, text view is to be opened and closed. So in between that we have to mention the properties as width and height. So what is the text view width and what is the text view height, and along with what is the message we want to display on the text view box. So what is the message? This is a activity 2 is to be displayed in the place and linear layout will be closed. So in that previous we have to implement we have to perform a action. Whenever you are clicking on that button, we have to call this C1. So in which file we have to implement the code? So you are performing a action in the activity 1. So that's why we want to perform the actions with the activity 1. You have to go with the concept as, you want to go with the file as activity 1.xml. So let us see the activity 1.xml file. So the as we are Java files are already having a packages. So Java files is having a first thing is packages and importing of different classes, and it is having a public class activity 2. Public class activity 2 extends the activity. Here we are not implementing any code with activities. So that's why each and everything is to be implemented with 5 minutes, sir. Each and everything is to be implemented with a activity class. That means each and everything is to be extends the activity class. So within that on create method, each and every activity is having, as we are already discussed, different methods are to be there, on create, on stop, on restart. So from those different methods to launch your activity, it will having a on create is to be there. So after that we have to write implement one of the method as C1. Why? Because in the XML file we have to call a method as C1. That's why the implementation of the C1 is to be developed in the first activity.java. So what is the implementation? So here we have to call a start activity of new intent, start activity of new intent. So here as we are already discussed, we have to mention the intent object name as I or j. What is the intent object name is to be specified, or otherwise you have to directly, instead of this object name, you have to directly mention what is the activity. What is the activity we want to navigate. So that name is to be there. So I want to navigate to second activity. I want to navigate to second activity. So the first activity to we have to navigate to second activity. This is the one of the way we have to call the activities, or the second way is the method is same start activity, but in this new intent is to be created with this application, and we have to mention the Java file. That means the Java class file is to be mentioned, the second activity dot class. So what is the difference is nothing but here. So in the first thing we have to mention the category name. We have to mention the category name available in intent filter. Category name available in the intent filter, or simply we have to given a what is a activity or the what is a Java file dot class file name is to be provided in the space. So in this way these are the two different ways we have to call the start activity. So next one is that is in this is a first activity dot Java. So when you are seeing the second activity dot Java, so in this we are not performing any action, so it will display only some of the simple message as this is second activity. So at that situation there is no action is to be performed, that means there is no modification in this code. What is the default code is to be available, so that code is to be enough. So it is having a packages, import classes, and public activity which extends the activity class. So on create method to start that activity. So that's all. So as we are already seen that to implementation of this one we have to requiring a one of the button. So button will calling a on click. So this property will calls a function, that is C1 function. C1 function is to be implemented as navigating of one activity to another activity. To navigate from one activity to another activity, start activity, we have to provide the intent object or the what is a dot class file is to be provided here, so that we have to navigate from one activity to another activity. So totally it will contain 5 different files to modify that one. So in this way we have to develop a intents move from one activity to another activity. So in this session we have to discuss about the assignment questions. So develop an Android application with a implicit intents. So as already discussed that there are two types of intents are to be possible. So what are those intents? Implicit and explicit intents. So based on those implicit and explicit these questions. So develop an application with a explicit intents. So when we were seeing about the implicit intents, that means we have to call within the application by using a explicit intents, where we want to move from one application to another application. That means when we want to call our new activity, from those activity I want to go with another activity that is already presented in your application. So that type of intents are to be called as implicit intents. And next one, develop any application for the implicit and explicit intent. Those are the two questions. And the next question is write a short note on differences between the implicit and explicit intents. So implicit and explicit, what are the differences? Just note down that differences. Thank you all. So in this session we are learning the different implicit and explicit intents.